Well, it's been over 13 years since the final Sopranos episode faded to black, but the show is still just as beloved as ever. And now two of the show's original stars are teaming up for a podcast and giving us inside access.
So here we are, my friend.
Yes, sir. Talking Sopranos podcast, first episode.
Fans of The Sopranos know them as Bobby and Christopher.
You're just pissed that I went against you at the sit-down.
Quasimodo predicted all this.
Who did what?
Steve Schirripa and Michael Imperioli keeping the show's legacy alive with their podcast, Talking Sopranos.
You know, in the last year and a half or so, or 2 years, The Sopranos has found a whole new audience, younger people.
Viewers who were too young to see it when it first aired on HBO, now catching up on what Rolling Stone called the best TV series of all time.
Where's the podcast? I'm in quarantine binge watching the show. Love to have a podcast, and we started getting a lot of that.
Originally set to launch in March with live guests in studio, the podcast instead turned into Michael and Steve recording from their homes, but the guests are still showing up.
Well, let's bring her on, Edie Falco,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen.
There she is. Welcome.
Good to see you.
Each episode of the podcast corresponds to an episode of the show, and we get really in-depth, scene-by-scene breakdown.
From the cultural references to the music and behind-the-scenes secrets, the podcast now a must-listen for any true fan.
You know, The Sopranos was very special, and it's groundbreaking, and it was a big success.
And that success continuing into 2021 with Warner Brothers releasing a Sopranos prequel movie, The Many Saints of Newark, dropping March 12th on HBO Max.
Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back in.
Check out Talking Sopranos, available everywhere now.